Hey, Jerks, how you doing today? Just wanted to go live quickly, little impromptu. One thing I'll just say, I'm gonna say a few things about the that show last night. Um, Mostly, I'm gonna be drama free. That's what I definitely want to get back to with myself. I'm especially talking about myself, but I'd love to see it from everyone else too. But I'm not telling people what to do. I'm definitely not doing that. And I said last night I would be probably replaying the KP show today. After what I watched last night, I have no interest in that. I mean, if you want to watch it, you can free to watch it on their channel. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't suggest it just because it wasn't like it was just not interesting. It was just basically a rehash. It was just a waste of time. I watched the whole thing mostly, I think. And yeah, it felt like a waste of time. It was sloppy. It was lazy. But before I get to that, I am going to talk about it for just a couple minutes. But I definitely want to take phone calls today. It's going to be a quick show. But there were some silver linings too. And I just want to say thank you to Mazza Media and Mark Betterow for a great Young Jerk show last night. They were so good. It's kind of what we all needed. It's just a reminder too. And their friendship too. Like I definitely appreciate them. So that was awesome last night, and that's what I'm talking about. Like when it's Baza Media, the Young Jerks with Mark Betterow, it's so good. That site doesn't dare to touch that. They don't use any of that video, and that's what we're going to try to stick to. All right, let's. I am live, right? You guys can hear me. Good. There's a chat go. Let me just check the chat. Okay, good. Yeah, we're going to take some calls today. Yeah, that was a great show last night. All right, let me get into it then, I guess. I will say, like, there was some definitely some, Resistance to Silence, I believe, is going to be live today. I believe, is that today? I believe it is. And I know Mazza Media is going to be live later tonight at 6:30. Definitely check him out. But for me, like, last night was, I was ready to do the Betterow show with Mazza, and then I get this news that they're doing a show about me. And, obviously, I felt a little gaslit, a little PTSD, honestly, from all the shit that happened, but more felt like, let's bring it on. You know what I mean? Like, because, I've been dealing with this shit for a long time. And the big thing about last night, let's just say one of the big silver linings was Boomer bringing up the donations money. He wanted to know where the money I raised went. If people have been following the show over the last year plus, I've donated quite a bit of time, effort, and money to the fundraisers, to Free Karen Reed, to Free Turtle Boy, those defense funds. I've also kicked in a little bit of money to Janelle, the dispatcher. Boomer felt like he had the right to review what I said back then, and it wasn't very accurate, I don't think, because I don't think he said what I said on that show, number one. But beside the fact, like, I was ready to give more money to all three, Janelle and Turtle Boy. I've been talking about it actually on the show for like the last week or two, that time to make some more donations to the defense funds. And so when he brought that up last night, I was like, you know what? This is perfect. Thank you, Boomer, for reminding me and to stop procrastinating, to make some new donations. I want to congratulate KP and Boomer. They raised over $700. Because they did their show last night, I donated $700 last night. $500 to Janelle, the dispatcher. She was very surprised and happy, I believe. I got a message from her today. I sent her $500 on Venmo last night, just for the stress of what she's gone through. And I sent another $100 to the Karen Reed Defense Fund, and I sent another $100 the Turtle Boy Aiden Carney Defense Fund. And I'm going to continue to do that. Like, that's the thing that's great about this audience and all of us just kicking in. It's easy to just kick down. And I really appreciate you guys so much and for sticking with me. And I watched some of you in the chat last night. Probably the most vile chat I've ever seen. It was just to watch it and then see some of you guys up in there. Thank you. The main thing I just want to say about it is it was widely inaccurate. I mean, just from the beginning. First of all, they were muted. Then they get on and they play this video, and she says I say one thing about some rumor about Kevin, where I never say the thing about the rumor about Kevin. It was right on the screen what we were talking about. It wasn't about the rumor about Kevin. It was exactly what was on the screen about what he did to that juror. And they basically cherry picked. They didn't acknowledge later in the show that I talked about that we didn't have every screenshot in that slideshow, and that we didn't have the worst stuff on Kevin that we all know. We've all seen it. We saw the video too. That I don't even know if they played that video, but the worst stuff, they basically acted like it didn't exist when we've all seen it. Aiden's reported on it. It's, she's seen it because it's been on Aiden's website, and she follows everything he does. So she's, again, full of shit about what was actually being presented there. And then she totally flips everything around and it just plays this old videos, and it's just like a rehash. Like, nobody gives a shit. I don't care. It just reminded me, like, I don't want to watch my old shitty shows. Like, there was a shitty show. I don't want to watch it. It was terrible, but it wasn't even that bad considering, like, because if you even go back to what I said back then, even when I was having my mental break, when I was going for the first time since I was 19, going to mental health counseling. And it was because of KP. And no matter what she says, it's about KP and Tully. And that's why I had to find a mental health counselor this year for the first time since I was age 19. That's over 30 years I haven't been to a mental health counselor. The last time I had a mental health counselor was age 19 when I got my OUI, going to court, and mom said, hey, this might help you in court. Go see a mental health counselor. It helped me in life in general. I've always been pro counseling, especially when you're going through a crisis. So that's what I sought out because of KP and Brian Tully, what they did to me. And let me just say that I also obviously reached out to several, actually not even reached out. There were attorneys that I've had on this show, people I know in life, campaigns that I've helped, Republicans and Democrats. They were reaching out to me saying, dude, chill the F out, back off. They were giving me advice before I even had my attorney. So legal people were telling me what to do, and I was following what they told me to do. And then I got my lawyer, and he told me the same shit. And basically, once I had an attorney, all of that shit back, that ended from KP and that whole crew. Once they knew I had an attorney, I roped them in. I really did. And don't kid yourself, I did have some doubts at that point. But I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I was going to follow the court filings. I was going to follow. And it's funny how she lies so easily, too. Like, in the very beginning of this, they talk about the money. There was no money. When I took that break, there was no money. Like, the most money I made was that one, like that last show, basically. That was it. And I've given it all away. And there was no money. Like, I was barely monetized at that point. So they're lying about why I came back. And they're also lying about what they did to me. And she knows it. She knows exactly what she did. She posted some cherry pick screenshots. We have more screenshots. I posted a few. There's many more. Believe me. So we know what she did. There's a reason why I went to get a criminal defense attorney. And they assumed, all of them, assumed that because I went and got a criminal defense attorney, Mike must have done something illegal. No, I didn't do anything illegal. I've been an activist, organizer, journalist for many decades. And I've seen this happen before. I'll quote a guy, C.J. Bunn in Massachusetts was a cannabis activist back in the day. He ended up in High Times, kind of a hippie, drove around in a van, was very proactive with his marijuana activism. You knew who he was. Some local police in his town found out about it, found out he had a piece of land that they could seize, and they picked one of their criminals, a confidential informant, and basically said, hey, why don't you go try to buy some weed from this guy? And the confidential informant came back and said, I bought weed from this guy on these 3 dates. And they went and arrested CJ. But guess what happened with the whole case? The confidential informant was lying. He had never even met CJ. The confidential informant, when he said he bought weed from CJ was 50 miles away in Boston in a hospital bed, nearly dying. So there's no way he sold weed in his hometown. It was unbelievable why it got thrown out. I reported on that story. And I've seen many examples like that where crooked police and crooked confidential informants will just make up shit about people. And that's exactly what KP has been trying to do to me. And if you look at the title of her video from last night, she accused me of something that she never even mentioned on the show last night because it's false. And I think she might be a little afraid, but some people in her chat were posting it. And it's all the same stuff that she was attacking me with when she wanted me to go talk to Brian Tully. So it's funny how they say they don't do it, but they're still doing it. You know? So that's all I wanted to say tonight. I just want to say, like, the best thing about last night is I didn't have to go on the show. Like, she was gaslighting me. I started gaslighting her last night. And I'm a little regretful of that. I'm a little regretful that I even fed into it. But I think it actually helped. And the reason I think it helped is because it threw her off balance, number one. And number two, she did what I wanted her to do. She actually spoke on her relationship with Brian Tully. Oh, I've only made 2 phone calls. I've only had 2 phone calls with him. Oh, she didn't talk about how many times she's met him or texted him or signaled him or talked to one of the other people we know and had Tully talk. I mean, we know. We all know. Like people who have been in the inside, like Christy, she knows. Grant Smith Ellis knows. Grant Smith Ellis has been reporting the truth on it. So that's what I was like. For me, today is great because the show sucked. It was boring. It was filled with errors and lies, and everyone knew it. I didn't have to go on there. She did what I wanted her to do. She's on the record again. I wonder if all those conflicting statements about her participation with the Mass State Police and Tully contradict each other. So today I don't have to have her on. I don't have to play the video. It's worthless. The whole thing it's not interesting. None of it is interesting. So it's kind of a good day. It really is. And I have a feeling I know where they're going next. You could see their game plan right now. They feel like they got Sean on the ropes. They're going to try to turn Sean. They're going to that's what their goal is. And I don't believe Sean's going to flip. I think Sean has an issue with Turtle Boy. Obviously, we know that. And now it seems like it's gone to the Clara and LTL. But I don't think Sean's going to flip. I don't. And I have talked to Sean. We've texted since I put that show out. Sean sent me some text. And one of his last messages to me is, don't worry, I'm not going to flip. So I don't believe it. And I think they're trying to set that up. I think they're trying to work people against each other. They were hoping if they did that last night, Aiden might get mad at me. I don't think Aiden's mad at me. You know, and I don't think there's been any pressure from Aiden whatsoever on me, honestly. So I don't know what they're talking about. I really don't. The only pressure I've ever felt is from KP. Even when they talked about when I got doxxed that night. Who doxxed me that night? I have a suspicion it was one of their friends who's he's deceased. I think he was the one who actually posted the address. A former friend of mine who is on the Kate Peter side, he's now no longer. I think he was part of it. And I think it's the other guy who's doxed everyone on every side. You all know who he is. I think he sent the pizza. You know, I don't think it was actually real Turtle Riders. That's the funny thing. And the thing about after that show, the Turtle Riders were cool with me. Nobody was mad at me. Nobody. And even before that, and the weeks before that, I had taken a break. Nobody was mad at me. If I was really afraid of Turtle Boy, I would have done exactly what Dave and Kevin suggested, which is just disappear. Just go away. If I was so afraid of Turtle Boy, it would have been so easy to do that. And I thought about just for my mental health, just for the stress of what this was doing to my life. But I decided the right thing was to stick with what I knew, which was Karen Reed is innocent. The car and the body don't match up. And a lot of that was Sean. I want to thank Sean for that. Again, the taillight. And a lot of that was Turtle Boy, what he had already discovered, just going through everything. And they talk about the documents. They say, oh, Mike didn't read every document. You know, I might have said that. But for the most part, even at that point, I think I had read pretty much everything. I mean, when I say almost everything, because I'm not sure. And how did I get the documents? That's the funny thing, is that she says the Turtle Riders don't look at the documents. That's not true. There were 2 Facebook groups at that time. There's probably more now, but both of those Facebook groups both posted the documents all the time. Nick Rocco, I even can tell you who was posting the documents in the different groups. So every time there was a new document posted, I would check them out. And you know, on my show, I would present them. I present documents more than any of those other shows. We go over everything on this show. So that's the funny thing. And when I took my break, I went through everything again. So for her to say that I don't know what I'm doing, I don't follow shit, it's like, I think I'm like, as a person that's just an average person, I think I'm more informed than mostly anyone on their side. So I think it's just a lot of what they said. It just all bullshit. She's just they lie so easily. So that's what was good. The best part about last night is we have her on the record again. We have Kate Peters talking about how she only met Tully twice. She only talked to Tully on the phone twice. Yeah, no drama. I'm so done with drama. Tuesday night, tomorrow night, Canton Select Board, 7 p.m. Going to be broadcasting that. Wednesday morning, Karen Reed, 10 a.m. Going to be broadcasting that from court, hopefully. And then on Wednesday afternoon from 2 to 5 p.m., there's a protest outside of D.A. Morrissey's office in Canton, Massachusetts, Shaman Ave, 2 to 5 p.m. And, got to keep raising money for Karen Reed. Got to keep raising money for Aiden Carney. That's what this is all about today. Just like we need to get back to the basics. Forget all the other shit. I'm done. I'm done with it all. You're not going to see any more shit from me on here. So, yeah, people are obsessed with Sean, obviously. He means a lot to people. I mean, he is, love him or hate him, guy's a character, And I could I could totally see where KP is probably going next. I could predict it. If you notice too, if you listened to the show last night, I predicted what they were going to do on about me on the show last night on her KP. And that's exactly what they did. And so my prediction now is that they're going to focus on like either the Glera or LTL next. Like they're definitely trying to divide people and pit each other against each other. It's pretty obvious. That's their game plan. And they don't want to talk about the Betterow letters. They don't want to talk about Kate Peter, how she's in the Betterow letters. I bet Betterow was pretty interested in some of the stuff that happened. I just have that feeling. So I feel pretty good, actually. I do. I think everyone, like my advice to you is the same advice to me. Take a deep breath. Let's not overreact on stuff. Give it a day. And I'm so glad, even though I did gaslight a little bit last night and got gaslighted, that I did the right thing. I didn't go on her show, that I thought about it. Even though I think I could have destroyed her last night, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth rolling around in that, it's like, why roll around in the mud with somebody like that? It's all lies. Who cares? You know what I mean? Just, especially when the only thing I wanted her to talk about was Tully, and she did it voluntarily. So I didn't have to go on there. I didn't have to have her on the show today. And it's funny now, Kevin, it's funny because you guys know, everyone who's been watching, I invited Kevin to come on and face the music about the witness intimidation of the juror for like a week, and he ignored me. And now he's pretending he just found out. Now he wants to come on. And it's like, no, dude, I'm done with you all. I did something I said I wasn't going to do because I enjoyed watching Kevin's bullshit. I blocked him today on Twitter. I'm just not doing any of it anymore. I'm not letting him steal the 100 little views he gets by responding to me anymore, even though it's kind of abusing and comical. I'm just shutting him down. And I just think that's what we should all do with all the drama as much as possible. That's for me. If you feel like it works for you, try it. Yeah, it's wasted energy. That's exactly what it is. Don't waste your energy. I feel good today. I'm tired. I worked so much this weekend. It was crazy. Usually the weekends have been slower lately. This week, I don't know what it was. Saturday and Sunday, especially Saturday. It was insane. And then watching all those shows last night, I stayed up late. So I'm a little tired. But what I want to do now, actually, you guys have been super chatting me. I didn't even know. Thank you. Let's just look at some super chats real quick. OnlyFan said SGD 698. Thank you so much. OnlyFan says your money is your money, period. Yes, it is. Exactly. Joseph Kane sent $3, a super sticker. Thank you so much, Joseph. Deborah Stewart sent $9.99, another super sticker. Thank you so much, Deborah. Joe Allen, she's been a member for 3 months. She said, thanks for being real. I try to be. Sometimes maybe I'm too real. Susie Costello, she's just become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Susie. Welcome to the Jerks. You're part of the Jerks family now. You are a jerk. If you sign up for the membership, you're a jerk. Cosmic Blue said a pound, $1.99 pound. You are awesome, Mike. Love watching your streams. Thank you so much, Cosmic Blue. Oh, the Sidebar and Grill just gifted 5 Young Jerks memberships. Thank you so much. And Misty sent $20 and said, you're the man, Mike. We love you. Wow. Thank you. I do appreciate that. All right. I put the phone number up. Don't call yet. In a minute. Let me just turn it on. Hopefully it's going to be on. I think we could take phone calls. Let's see. Yes. All right. If you want to call in right now, I want to hear what you have to think about any of the drama or maybe chilling the drama. About KP's show last night. Maybe you want to talk about Mazur and Betterow, or maybe anything Betterow said last night. He dropped a lot of good stuff last night. 978-560-3155. Hey, you're live on the show. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Hi. I just want to say I really appreciate everything you do. I love your show. I love the team that you have, and I love your community. That's the first thing I want to say.
Thank you.
Regarding everything that's been going on, I just want to say, there's always going to be drama when there's something as big as this trial. But, we're bigger than the drama. We're here to make sure that nobody else has to go through this in the future. And Karen Reed, I truly believe, because due to everything that we've seen, all the facts, that she is innocent, and with Turtle Boy as well. And I just feel like there's gonna be always drama because they need drama to keep themselves being relevant. In this case, they're always gonna be talking, but you have more people supporting you that supported them. So it is what it is. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Do not give them any more attention. There are 100 people that look how many people you are watching right now. It's just 3:44 p.m. on a Monday.
I know.
And you have almost 2,000 people. I'm currently right now at my work, and I was like, let me call, let me just like see if I can get the call in. And I just wanted to say I appreciate everything I found you through this case. And I being a subscriber and a supporter, and it can be 2 hours, 3 hours stream, and I'll be watching them because everything that you guys do and say is important, and it is in a way that is for everybody to understand and to be aware of what's going on. So I really appreciate everything you do, and just keep doing what you're doing. You are doing great. And regarding Sean, I think he needs to take a time off from social media and from YouTube. I think that he's just being childish right now. If you believe that Karen Reed is innocent, then why are you doing all this behind the scenes? It's like it doesn't make sense. Just because he wants some followers, and then I was wondering because I was a subscriber, and I was like, oh, the last stream that he had was with the Natalie files, and that was a long time ago. And then I saw this morning I was watching the replay from Brian BLT, how he called him, and I was watching Brian's stream regarding that, the stream that he had was only for his members, and I'm like, okay, it's so easy for you to say whatever you say when you're doing that in a private stream. Like, why don't you say that openly? So after that, I was like, wow, okay, so he's been talking to his member bad about everybody else, but he doesn't want to make a stream, or like, Brian said, you can call me, like, I'm here. We can discuss this as an adult. And he prefers to go to somebody else that he already knows, because he was one of the ones who were saying, this person is not good. They're just so. He's hurt. I don't know the reason why, because I just don't understand why he's hurt. Maybe he's hurt because since he's from, he's from Boston, so he kind of knows the area, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, you are in Naples, you're retired, you can come here anytime. Like, we don't have to invite you. Everybody's welcome if you're going to sport. I'm in Tampa, and if I go one day and I see you guys, I'm going to be there. I just not don't need people to tell me, hey, I need to be here this day. I just feel like he needs to chill, and he needs to just focus on whatever he's doing. Whatever he's doing is not good right now, but, that's for him to decide. He's an adult, but I just feel like I could not follow him. I am subscribed because I really didn't like the way that he talked about Brian. I'm like, I follow Brian too, and he's like super extra, mega respectful and such a nice person that when he said that, I was like, just like, okay, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. I don't need this on my subscribers on my YouTube. I don't even want to look at it. I have so many other creators that are actually doing something beneficial. So I was just like, I'm done. So, and I'm glad that, Turtle Boy is trying not to get too involved, because that's what they want. That's what they want. They just want more and more, more of that drama to just go and tell the prosecution, and they can make another motion and witness intimidation. So I just feel like, let them be. Let them do whatever they want to do, and just keep doing what you do, because what you're doing is great. And I really, really enjoy your show.
Thank you so much, Maria. Is it your first time calling?
Yeah. It is my first time, yeah. I was like, let me see if I try, maybe I...
You got right
like,
through.
okay,
You're the first caller tonight.
Yeah, you put the number, and I was like, okay, let me see. But I'm excited for the next trial, and I seen everything that you guys do. Even I remember every time that it was the trial in the morning, I will always put Tom CPU because he was outside with everybody and talking. So even if you guys don't think that people are watching, people are. People are. Like I said, I'm in Tampa. This is like far away from you guys. And it will be like seven in the morning, and Tom CPUs are there, and I will be just watching what you guys were doing, saying hi and morning. You guys were super respectful. So even though whatever they say, don't worry about it. We'll know what is true because we are actually seeing it, and we are people that have common sense.
Thank you so much, Maria. I loved your call. Please call again.
All right. Perfect. And thank you. And say hi to everybody in your team because, like I said, I love Masa. Like I was watching yesterday a little bit, but I have to go back and watch the whole thing because I caught you almost at the end. And I was like, ooh. I caught you when you said, oh, should I go to her program? And I was literally in my bathroom. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. I took their advice.
I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. They're good friends. They're good friends.
We've been talking too. Thank you so much, Maria.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye now. That was a great call. I really appreciate it. You notice the other thing too on the KP show is they kept taking my jokes wrong. It's funny that we're supposed to figure out that Mass Troll Mafia is a joke, but she didn't get any of my jokes, like about the numbers and Kevin. Because Kevin is actually the one who's obsessed about numbers. He always complains about the numbers. So I brought him up in that show, and she acted like I was the one. I mean, we talk about numbers, but who's on the phone?
Hey, Mike. It's Michelle from Michigan.
Hey, Michelle from Michigan. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Feeling better today.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm enjoying the day off, but I figured I'd call in for once. I listen quite often to you, LTL, Glare, everybody. I'm tired of the drama, but I'm focusing on Karen Reed and what we need to do as just normal, everyday people supporting her and just putting all that love and support behind her and her family because that's what she needs.
I love it. That's what I'm thinking about. It's just like, let's get back to what like to quote Betterow, what are we here for? He says that all the time. What are we here for? Like if we're in private, like what are we doing here? That's another one he says. Like what are we doing? Like that's it. Like we got to be focusing on Karen Reed, and if you support Turtle Boy, that's it. Like so.
100%. 100%. I feel like we are right now kind of like a dog chasing its tail around and around, and it needs to stop. Just stop. Just stop playing, I don't want to say it over air, but like just kind of like measuring sticks between people, just these stupid contests, and it's just unnecessary drama. Act like adults and just move forward. Support Karen, support the defense team, and just move forward. KP is just noise to me. I don't worry about her.
Yeah.
But I worry about the point with Turtle Boy and the fact that I think he and Betterow and Bradle are going to hit a home run, and they are going to bring out the information that is needed to help support Karen as well. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, that's the way it's been going so far. I would expect more of that. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I'm glad you the first.
Today.
Yeah, I love the first two callers are like, you were both women and you're both saying this basically the same thing. Like, we got to focus on what's important here. Cause and you guys aren't from Massachusetts, the first two callers, but locally among the locals from what I'm hearing from, they're fed up with it too. They're just like, let's get back to what we're doing here on the ground. Like Wednesday, the rally, there's a rally outside the DA's office on Wednesday. If you're local, you should be there 2 to 5 p.m. Canton, Massachusetts, Shaman Ave, outside the DA's office, 2 to 5 a.m., 2 to 5 p.m. That same day, 10 a.m. is a Karen Reed hearing. That's what we got to get back to and fundraising too, like kicking money down for Karen Reed. FreeKarenReed.net is the fundraising website. I just donated You can also look up Aiden Carney Defense Fund. I would suggest people continue to donate. If you want to send a message, those are good ways to send messages.
Mike, I came out from Michigan for just one day for the trial, just to support Karen. And best thing I've ever did, best group of people that I've ever met out there that were kind, supportive, welcoming. Just a great experience. And if this trial does happen again, I will be coming back out again from Michigan to support her.
Amazing. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this is about. It's not about all the other bullshit. I love it. Thank you so
100%.
much for calling, Michelle from Michigan. Is this your first time calling?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, it is.
Please call again. You're a great caller.
Yes,
You
it
have
is.
any other things you want to say from Michigan tonight?
No, we're fellow Pearl Jam fans. We follow each other on Twitter. So
What's your favorite
that's just-
Pearl Jam
I
song
love being able to talk.
or album?
Release.
Oh, Release. Release. I love that song. Release
Yes.
me. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to sing. I can't sing, but that is a good tune. Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right. Thanks for having me on.
Thank
Have a
you,
good day.
Michelle. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. I love Pearl Jam fans. Awesome. We got a couple good calls so far. I'm going to take a couple more. I'm not going to take a lot of calls today. So if you're calling me later tonight, please don't. It's 3:55 p.m. Eastern time right now. People watch it on the replay and they don't realize it's not live sometimes, and they'll be calling me. Hannah Gruber just sent $4.99 and said, if they hate them, let them hate and watch the money pile up. 50 Cent. I mean, that's the truth, right? That's kind of why I want to hate on KP too much, because it's like she doesn't matter. She really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is her relationship with the Mass State Police. That's what scared me. Otherwise, she doesn't matter. And I don't think she has much of a relationship with them anymore. Just have a feeling. Just have a feeling that they might be on the run right now. Hi, who's calling?
Hi, this is Dana from Wisconsin, also with Local Wars.
Dana from Wisconsin. From what was it? With what? Local what?
Yeah, I started a YouTube channel like a month ago called Local Wars.
Local Wars, like
And,
WARS?
Yeah,
Okay.
Local Wars.
Excellent. We'll check that out.
I've been having my own fight with local government for the past 10 years. And the fallout in the last, is it a week or two now with Sean, whatever you want to call it. This is what corruption does, is it takes people who are united and tries to divide them. Right. So my suggestion based on my experiences is to try, just like the other two callers said, focus on what really matters. And I think more eyeballs need to be on that house and who was in it. And the pressure needs to be on them. Don't let it be on the people within the group trying to help Karen Reed, because that's not helping Karen.
Bingo. And supporting, showing up, I think like for the people on the ground, it means everything when you show up to like the standouts, like the 2 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday outside of DA Morrissey's office. Like that, if you're local, that is everything. Like, I feel like, I do all these shows at night. I feel disappointed in myself because I don't get to go to enough of those. I'm too far away with the traffic and my business that it's very difficult for me to get to something like that. So for the people that can show up to something like that, it means so much. And things like that, like showing up, that makes a big difference.
Makes a difference. And just talking to friends and family about it. And more than that, in the bigger picture, getting involved in your own local governments, because as much as I hate it, I wish I could say this is unique, and it's not. Maybe not at this level, of corruption, but it's everywhere in our backyards, and we need to stop being so apathetic. We need to pay attention who we're putting on our boards and who we're giving control to, because really it's our own fault, right?
Totally. I mean, imagine if people in Canton had been paying attention a little more, maybe they would have found out that Chris Albert had filed for bankruptcy and did a hit and run on a man that died. I mean, You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
there's the lesson
do,
right
yeah.
there in Canton, Massachusetts, right?
Right, exactly. I actually have my own duck drama going on. I had a jury trial last week because one of the neighbors that is the good old boy, they just constantly bait my animals onto their property. So I actually won a jury trial last week.
Wow,
Over ducks.
congratulations.
I know, right? But these ones were living ducks,
Real ducks.
not rubber duckies.
Oh boy. So that
Right.
that makes my heart go. I love the living animals. Well, thank you so much for calling
But
tonight.
anyways.
You're from Wisconsin, you said,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'm from Wisconsin. Yeah, we have our own drama up here.
I
We
bet.
have,
Do you know a guy named what the hell's his name? I had him on my other show way back. He's the head of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. What the hell's his name? Oh, I don't know. I'm losing it.
oh gosh, I don't even know. I'm so
He was friends with
irritated
this
with both
activist
parties
named
here in
Aaron
Wisconsin.
Swartz. Yeah, he's a good guy. Ben Wickler. You ever hear of Ben Wickler over there in Wisconsin?
Vaguely, it sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, he's the head of the
but-
Democratic Party. I like him. I see him on TV sometimes. He came on my show not the Young Jerks. A show I had before the Young Jerks was like 15 years ago, and he's such a nice guy. I like
that's
him
a long time.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. I've been doing.
I would
these
say,
shows
generally
forever.
speaking, there's nice people up here, but
Yeah.
we also have all the serial killers, so there's that.
There's that. Yeah, you do actually, huh? What's up with that?
Yeah, we do. Gets a little spicy.
Was
I
that
don't know.
was it Jeffrey Dahmer? Yeah, he came from there, right?
Yeah, right down the road, like 15 minutes from here. Yeah.
California's
He
another
worked at the
place.
chocolate factory.
There's certain states that really have it. Florida, California, Wisconsin. I don't know why Wisconsin's up there. I could figure out Florida and
Fun one,
California easy.
Yeah.
Excellent call. I really appreciate
Well,
you calling from Wisconsin. Is this your first call? First time calling?
I really enjoy listening to all you guys. I think you do great stuff. But yeah, I have to chime in with the other two callers. It's gotten a little. I've actually found myself having to shut off YouTube, which I hate doing because I love YouTube. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to hear anymore.
Sometimes we just all need a break.
Right. So yeah, but keep doing what you're doing. You have my support and everyone I know. So
I really appreciate you calling. Thank you for calling. Please call again.
yeah, no problem.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
You too. Bye.
We've had some great callers already. 3 women in a row from all different states outside of Massachusetts. I love it. Amazing. Lisa, my friend Lisa gave $9.99. She says, "I believe in you, Mike." Thank you so much, Lisa. We're activists way back from together. You're on live on the Young Jerks. Who's calling in right now? You're live on the show. Can you hear us? Oh, they hung up. Maybe that was someone else important calling. I'm actually expecting a call from somebody. I told them to call after the show or before, so I could get some hangups today. Who knows? Looks like I got a local call. Let's just check this one out. This is a local Massachusetts caller, I believe.
Lisa gave $9.99.
You got to turn off what you're listening to the show on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Sue. I'm calling from Boston.
Sue from Boston. We love Boston callers. What do you have for us today? What do you think?
Well, 2 things. Well, I'll touch on the drama first. And I just went back and rewatched an episode on Sean's channel where he and Aiden had gotten into a tiff, and they, Sean invited Aiden on and his show, and they kind of made amends and all that. And it was like so refreshing because you know what? They both had done something wrong and stepped on each other's toes. They both kind of apologized and talked about the case. And Aiden was definitely getting information from Sean that was important to him. And, they did a great job brainstorming together. And I can't for the life of me figure out why the name calling has gotten so brutal, because it's unnecessary. It's like we're all on the same team. And, if Sean goes on KP's show yeah, I'd rather he not do that, but whatever. It's
Yeah, it's funny
he,
too.
he might have a motive.
Yeah, she kept bringing that up like I was trying to control what shows Sean can watch and go on. I would never tell Sean what to do, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
gave him my feedback. I thought he wasn't good on it. Like I didn't think it turned out as good as he thought it turned out. And my issue was I felt like he was too nice. I felt like he wasn't pushing back enough. Like if I had gone on that show, I would have been probably on Earth. You know, I would have been aggressive. He was not aggressive. He was not the Sean that if it had been Aiden on the show, if he had gone on an Aiden show, you know, he would have been much more aggressive, which is to me is very disappointing.
Yes, and I hear you, and I agree that Sean wasn't great on her show, but her show it's like who's really watching that anyway?
I know, right? The only people watching it are Sean people, really. I mean, and last night it was all my people watching. I mean, it was like they got their 100 people or whatever, but it's like it's the thing. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It is. But you know what? If anyone who's watching your show, or Mike, if you wanted to consider, just go back and watch that episode because
I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You have.
I like that show.
Yeah.
I wish we could get back to that. I prayed for it. I did my kumbaya. I tried that. Like, I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. I just think it's way beyond that at this point. And I just, you know, even if it wasn't like, let's just pretend it's salvage, you know, it could happen. Like, let's say that people could mend the fences. I just don't think there's any will there. I just don't. I think that it's just
maybe not, but you know what? That's where the masses of Free Karen Reed, like if you don't like Sean, you don't have to unsubscribe. If if you're pissed off at Turtle Boy, like whatever, keep the channels of communication.
No,
open.
I think people need to make the decision on their own. Everyone needs to, you know, you do what you feel is right. That's where I'm at this point. Like, I'm not going to tell people what to do. I'm not telling people to unsubscribe or subscribe. It's like, you know, subscribe to Mass Media because he comes on my show and he's the man. But I'm not going to tell you to unfollow Sean. I'll tell you that much. Like that's up to you.
No,
that's totally up to you.
There's and you know whatever. Let's stop behaving like you know, middle school.
I don't want to have any. I don't have any issues in terms of calling Sean names or going after him. I've said what I said. I didn't like what he did to Karen.
Yeah.
I don't like some of the other shit, but I don't want to get into it. I've just not. It's not what I'm here for. You know, sure. I'm sure the more people watch, you get more drama. But do you really like the people who are watching the drama? Do you really like the stuff I don't. I like to do this Bettero show. Like I loved our audience last night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I looked. It's so funny that Glera made such a good comment about KP's audience because I went from my audience reading the comments saying how nice and informed and intelligent our crew was. It was a real community, you know, Bettero, Mazza, and myself last night on the Young Jerks. And then to watch KP's show and her chat, I mean, last night, unfortunately for KP, there wasn't enough like red meat against me. So like a lot of these people are so hateful. They were relegated to making fun of my hair. They're like, does Mike wear a toupee? No, it's not a toupee. This is real hair. It's, you know, maybe it is receding a bit. I don't know. My hair's always been funny. I don't know what, like, that's what they're left to is making fun of my hair. I mean, it's just like...
They're a little desperate.
Yeah, whatever. It's fun. I had fun. I enjoyed it last night. I never thought someone was going to do a 2-hour show hating me. It's just like, me? Are you shitting me? And it's so funny because a lot of the comments, even from their side, were like, I think you picked the wrong guy. Like, he's not that bad. Like, they were like, he's kind of nice. Like, I kind of like him, even though he's on the wrong side. Like, people were saying shit like that to her. So funny.
Yeah. Hey, on a different note, what's the background with jerks being JURKS? Is there a significance there, or just
There's a show called The
Young Turks. Is it something you share?
Yeah. There's back in the day, if you know Hollywood and you were around for like the 60s and 70s, and there was you remember the Brat Pack?
Yeah.
There were really 2 Brat Packs, right? But there was like the 80s Brat Pack. Well, back in the day, there was a similar thing called the Young Turks. And there was like these Hollywood actors in the 60s, like Dennis Hopper was apparently one of the Young Turks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's where it really comes from. But there was another show called the Young Turks that's like left-wing, liberal, and big. that I don't actually love
Yep.
that much. It's just like it's the stuff that it's the national politics arguing about what the Republicans did. I don't like those shows. But
Yeah.
when I
yeah.
needed a new show name, I was sitting there with my girlfriend and I said, I was just saying show names out. I said, I like the Young Turks. If it could be something like that, think about something like that. And she said, Young Jerks. Spell it the same
Oh, that's
way so
awesome.
people know it's a little joke too, that you're kind of poking at the Young Turks.
That's
'Cause,
fun.
I'm not like, it's like we're the real, like instead of like the Young Turks, we're the jerks. We're not trying to be,
Yep.
some big national show. You know what I mean?
You're not taking yourself too seriously.
Yeah. And back then it was nothing. Like, it's so funny. When I started this
Yeah.
show, we were on internet radio. So you remember internet
Oh, wow.
streaming radio? This show started
Yeah,
over
that's
10
painful.
years
Yep.
ago on internet radio, streaming radio. So like there wasn't even we weren't even
Wow.
on Facebook Live. There was no YouTube. And then eventually the station
Yeah.
said, hey, we're doing Facebook Live at the same time you're doing your show. So that's when I first started. And that's why our Facebook has been around longer and kind of blew up. We had some different YouTubes. We did
Yep.
some different studios. So like the YouTube channel we have now is probably only like 2 years old. So, but there's
Oh,
stuff
wow.
from us that have been around, all our different versions. We were at all these little different internet radio stations at one point. So it's just funny. Like
You've got
I
some-
never
You've
expected
got some
it.
good longevity there.
Yeah. I never expected like the name to even make, mean any, like, you know what I mean? Back then, the internet radio, you get your 50 to 100 people listening that were from Cambridge, that were going to the rock shows, going to the comedy clubs. That was the type of station we were at, where all the musicians
Yeah.
and artists was. And I was more like the local politics activism news show, so that's kind of my roots, music and politics. So
Good story. Good story.
yeah,
Thanks for sharing
it
that.
didn't matter.
Like,
Now it's like, shit, do I really like this name? Do I really want to stay with it? But people know it. So if people like it. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun for sure. And I just want to say I really enjoy your content, and you're great with the audience. And thanks for taking the call.
Thank you so much, Sue. Sue from Boston. I love it. Do you know where WGBH office is in Boston?
Yes, I do.
I used to one of the last streaming internet station was at this complex there that they just bulldozed. Do you remember the Sound Museum right next to WGBH?
Wait, are we talking Cambridge or Boston?
Boston, the WGBH in Boston. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Maybe I don't know where it is.
Okay.
I was thinking, I thought they had a location out near Harvard. Like,
Kind
Harvard,
of. It's
University.
funny because it is on it's like Alston, Harvard. It's on the Boston side, but it's like if you came from Harvard and Stroke.
Gotcha.
Yeah. WGBH is in that area. That was one of the last places we had an internet radio station was in Boston. We also were in Cambridge too, over near the Middle East over there, downtown.
oh
Cambridge. So we had a couple great locations back then. It's amazing because all the artists and all those spaces have been redeveloped and we all got gentrified out.
boy. Oh, wow.
And then COVID hit. and
Well,
it
you
was even-
got a good.
yeah. That's the thing. We evolved with the times. You can do it from home. It's so much better now, actually.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I really appreciate your call,
Well,
Sue. I love talking to the locals. Thank you so much for calling today. First time caller?
All right. First time caller. And I'll try again. Thanks so much for your show. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Please call again. Thanks, Sue. That was a good call. I love our callers. Had all women today. Here's another one of another Massachusetts caller. It looks like. I think this one might be our last one. Hi, you're live on the show. Who's calling?
Hi, Mike. It's Danielle from Worcester.
Danielle. Thank you so much. How you doing today?
I'm AKA FKR24 is my
Oh,
name
FKR20.
on something.
Yes. Thank you so much.
I've been a follower of you guys for a while.
Yeah, I see you all the time in the
So
chat.
nice to
Thank you
meet
so
you
much.
finally.
Yes.
I don't want to hold things up because I'm probably redundant to everybody else that called just about, the stuff going on with Sean and Aiden, because I truly such a loyal follower to both of them. I mean, obviously Turtle Boy's local. I've known him for years. Followed him since the old school. when he just did sports and crazy local stuff. And Sean obviously became a big fan favorite when we all got to know him right around the same time. So it's really brings so much anxiety to see them at war because it makes you feel torn, you know, like I kind of see some things both sides. Some things I'm just like, oh, okay, like you're both grown men, like get over it and let's just go back to what the whole point is, because we're all here we're on the same mission. You know, everybody's on the same team like everybody else said, and it just sucks. And I got to give you props on, was it Friday night? No, what day was it? Friday night. I think I was driving home. That's when you did, I think you came online for a little bit and you were talking about Aiden being like the real OG, the original, you know, mofo and all that. And that is the truth. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his original, you know, investigative work and everything that he did to kind of uncover the whole case. But I don't know. It's just, I don't want to say anything about either one of them that's negative, but I do think that Aiden had a good point the other day on his live when he said that going on KP's show, which again, that is the one thing about Sean that I don't agree with. That I'm entitled my opinion there, I guess. But I don't think he should have went on there because I don't think he is. I don't think he knows the facts of the case as well as Aiden, that he is ready with a prepared rebuttal every time they say something false or stupid. And he proved that a couple times. And Aiden did point out a couple times where Sean kind of backed down. And
yeah, you know what else was frustrating is he didn't even go to his strengths either, which is like that tail light, like, which is so obvious. He should have been like, you know what, Kate,
right.
How do you explain the tail light? How do you explain that the body doesn't match the, you know, the car and the body don't match? That doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. How do you explain ARCA? Like, he could have really driven it home with her. And I felt like he was trying to make friends more than anything else. Which,
yeah, it was. And that guy that the go-between there, Boomer or whatever, it's kind of just, what was the
I like
point
Boomer, even though I think it's funny because
up to each other.
I kind of like the Boomer guy. I feel like I would be friends with him outside of this. Like if we knew you know what I mean? If it wasn't for this shit. But it's funny because they call me the cuck. I think he's a friggin' cuck. It's like, dude, challenge Kate on her bullshit, Boomer. Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
Right.
Like,
I know.
how much she's just filled with hate.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is true. But I hope they can find a way to just settle their differences.
I would love it, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Well, I mean, Brian has a good point. He did do some. I mean, there are some things there that were pretty messed up. I mean, the Jocks and Karen kind of thing was. I just don't understand the point of that. Like,
I don't either. I
guess I missed what is his beef with Karen that she didn't call when his family member died to give condolences. What was?
I don't know.
I
think he's going through
what
something
is he
too.
saying she held back, and why is he saying that Turtle Boy lied? What were they lying about? I don't get it. I missed something because I just don't understand what.
I think
I watched his show when he was going off on the two of them, and I kind of sat there with my mouth hung open, like, "Oh, why is he saying that about Karen? Like, what did I miss?" And I still don't really get it.
I think he's going through something. You know, he lost his brother, he lost his father. I don't know. I just feel like he's going through something.
He's got this friend that's battling something too.
And I think that a lot of this shit's been eating him up for some reason. You know, it's like, I don't know. I appreciate you calling, Sue. I would love to see. Actually, you know, Sue, that was the last call. You're Danielle from
Danielle.
Worcester.
Danielle.
Free Karen FKR 2024. That's right.
That's me.
But I really appreciate you calling. Go ahead. Sorry.
And I appreciate your show. I really do. It's great watching you. You're a really stand-up guy, and you know, and I found you somehow by accident through all this, probably over a year ago, and I instantly became a fan. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you. You're such a true. You're not afraid to be true you, and I think that that's so commendable. And I don't feel like you wear a mask. You know, you're just Mike Crawford. It makes you so likable. So
I hope everyone can get there eventually. It took me a while to figure out who the hell I am, but now I'm happy with myself.
Well, we love you. Thanks for doing what you do, Mike.
Thank you so much, Danielle. It's great to hear from you. FKR 2024. We'll check out the
Nice
chat.
to
Thank you so
finally
much.
meet you.
Yes.
All right.
Have a great
Good
night. Bye now.
You too.
I think that's it for the calls. I'm going to try to, well, actually, let me get it off. Actually, I don't even have it on the screen. LTL Media just said, Mike, the problem with this whole thing is Sean fucked F Karen by posting those screenshots. That's a no-no. I'm not going to take any more calls, guys. In the Free Karen Reed movement, sorry, you can't come back from that. Yeah. Tough. It's good because I didn't have to talk much about it tonight. You guys called in and made your comments, and leave it at that. Hopefully we don't have to talk much more after this, on any of this. But now Kate wants to call in. She's calling. Oh, Kate, do you want to talk more shit about Brian Tully? Tell us about how you don't talk to Brian Tully. Oh, man. I'm done. I got a headache. I don't think my headache can deal with Kate right now. I don't need Kate. I really don't. Is that probably is her on the no caller ID. Yeah, someone said call your drug dealer, Kate. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not giving her any special privileges. She had an opportunity to get through with the first 4 or 5 calls. I said I was done before I knew she was calling. So it's done. I'm done, folks. I'm going to go cook dinner. I got some supper. I got a full fridge. I got some sunlight left. Monday Night Football. Did I get all? That's still calling. This is a different caller, actually. I don't want to turn my phone off. That's usually what I have to do when I end the show because people keep calling. I hope I got all you super chats up today. I think I did. There's Dennis. Dennis is a local. He says, thanks, Mike, from the buffer zone. We need your word spread. Yeah, definitely people need to show up. If you can, Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. or earlier. That's when court starts at 10 a.m. So people will be there like 8, 9 a.m. For Karen Reed on Wednesday morning. And Wednesday afternoon, 2 to 5 p.m., Shawmut Ave, Canton, Massachusetts, is going to be a standout outside the DA's office. I'm going to check the Venmo and all that thing that we do here. I want to make sure I say thank you to everybody. Denise. Wow, she just sent $50. Thank you, Denise. That's amazing. $50 on the Venmo. She says, Denise says, thank you for keeping it real. Hopefully your ribs are healing well. I feel so much better. I really do. The ribs are way better. Yes. That was a week ago. That was last Monday. Yeah. I was in some pain all week. It was, yeah. Brett sent $10. He says, peace of mind, brother. Tiffany Clark last night Tiffany, actually, what is it? Tiffany sent some money. She said, you're better than KP. Don't go on their shows or have on yours. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Christina sent $15 last night. She said for the 3Ms. And also Janice sent some money. She also said, my favorite coverage of Karen Reed. Thank you. These are from last night. I'm not sure if I read them all. Pamela also sent some money last night. She said, I love your ethical fights. Keep being you. And I did read the Erica Madden, but I'm going to read it again because she's also doing something. Free Karen Reed Holiday Vendor Craft Fair. It's going to be at the Star Drive-In Sunday, December 8th from 5 to 8:30. She says we need to borrow holiday blow-ups. It sounds like she wants, those blow-up, I don't know what you call them, the blow-up elves and the candy canes and all that stuff. So they're looking for some holiday blow-ups. She says, also, please reach out to Tom CPU. There's going to be 20-plus vendors, free picks with Santa, hot cocoa, pink poinsettias, long-stemmed roses, holiday music, great food, photo ops, fun, and so much more. Again, that's going to be at the Star Drive-In in Taunton, Massachusetts, Sunday, December 8th from 5 to 8:30 p.m. It's a fundraiser for Karen Reed. I hope people show up. Enjoy. And again, if you want to donate money, freekarenreed.net or look up the Aiden Carney Turtle Boy Defense Fund. I gave donations last night. I gave them each $100, and I also gave $500 to the dispatcher. It felt really good doing that last night. There's such a gift that you get from giving, I got to say. It's one of the best things in life, especially as you go old. You know, you grow older and you amass things. It's something about that, giving back. So if you can, please do it. All right, I want to thank everybody, all the super chats, all the Venmos, all the comments, all the people watching. Thank you so much for checking in today. I'll see you real soon. Definitely on, what is it? When are we going to do it? We're going to do it Tuesday night, Canton Select Board meeting, 7 p.m. I'll be broadcasting that definitely tomorrow night, 7 p.m. And then Wednesday morning, hopefully the Karen Reed, I will be broadcasting that at 10 a.m. And again, the standout from 2 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. I hope people show up for that. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for all our callers. We had Sue, we had Danielle, we had people from Wisconsin and Michelle from Michigan. I love our callers. Thank you so much. Most of you were first-time callers, too. Amazing. I did miss Jean from Dorchester. I don't know where Jean is today, but we'll get her next time. We love Jean. She is controversial, too. She was getting some feedback. Some people didn't like some of her comments the other day. And she didn't like one of the callers' comments, which is funny. I love you all. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, ladies, so much. We'll see you next time. Mike Crawford.